All right, so boom. So another episode of The Apprentice last night. So let's give it a recap. Let's give it a review. As you can see, this week, I'm not doing no green screen because last week it was making me disappear and I'm not trying to offend the fruit. So this week was the selling task, all about making your product and selling it. I'm glad they came to Greenwich. They came to the South Side trying to make them pounds rise. No, literally, they came to the South Side trying to make money. So glad to see them in Greenwich in the market trying to sell their thing. And obviously this week, what are we in week 4? And they now had to pick the team names. So obviously you had one team called Ascend. Obviously they're trying to get up. Pause. And you had another team called Parallel. Hopefully they can still get together. So obviously, Sugar gave them a choice. You can either make a product out of potatoes, or out of tomatoes. Can you still do the same? I don't know. So you either had to make a product out of potatoes or tomatoes, tomato, potato, however you want to call it. Do you get what I mean? So, but the way I would have been looking at it is, what is the quickest product and the easiest product I can make out of the two? Do you get what I mean? You'll see why one of the teams struggled. Because one of the teams, they promised their corporate client that not only were they going to dice the tomatoes, like fam, do you know how long it would take to dice 150 kilograms worth of tomatoes? Like, you got to think, what is the easiest thing you can do? But not only do they promise to freaking dice them, the team also said to them they're gonna freaking deseed them. Like, who wants to deseed tomatoes? I'm not trying to deceive a tomato. Do you know what I mean? Tomatoes are my brethren, them. Do you know what I mean? So you have to think, what's the quickest thing you can do, the easiest thing you can do to make the most profit? Because especially on this kind of task where you don't have the time's against you. But that's why, again, I feel like I'm bigging him out every week, not only because we freaking reasoned a bit in the DMs, but big up Jordan. He actually said the delivery time, like, realistically, what can you do? So I'm glad, again, youngest on the show, but he needs to get a shout out because he's clued up. Word to my brother's brand. Do you get what I mean? But in fact, since we're doing bit and shout outs, I'll just got to give a shout out to Anissa. Again, putting herself forward as PM. Because if I was to go back on the show again, I'll be moving like Anissa, put myself a PM. What's next task? Yeah, I'm PM. Fam, you make it work. Do you get what I mean? I think when I was on there, I was what? PM, the first task, and I think I was sub-team. Again, we won all the tasks I was on anyway when I was PM or sub-team. But I'll be moving a bit more like Anissa. Do you get what I mean? I think it's Anissa. Hopefully it's Anissa. Yeah, of course, it makes sense for Mia's team for her to be PM because, of course, she has a... let me not... what's Mia's business, man? Let me quickly check. Yeah, meal prep, that's it, man. So obviously Mia has a meal prep business. It makes sense for her to be in the seat for that because she weren't in the seat for that. That would have looked real bad. So I'm glad she did that. Yeah, so of course, after you make the products in the kitchen, you got one team going off to the corporates to deliver on what you said you're going to give to them. Obviously, one team messed up because they really didn't hit the mark on the tomatoes, and the potato team really didn't hit the mark on the potatoes either, making them the wrong size. So again, it's very, very difficult. You really got to pattern that. And then you have the other team going into the markets. Obviously, they went to Greenwich in the South Side trying to make them pounds rise. See, this is what I would have thrived. Do you get what I mean? In fact, let me just give a quick throwback to me selling.
When selling the world's most disgusting donuts,
Could I possibly interest you in purchasing a brand spanking donut hot out the oven?
he ran rings around the competition.
I've got to be honest with you, they don't exactly look
Hey, but it's not about the look. It's not about the look. It's about the taste.
which helped Claude develop that sweet spot for him.
It was a pure joy to watch Cody sell because he was so upfront. He had no shame or embarrassment about going up to people.
3 donuts left, and guess how many of you there are? Oh, she wins the maths competition. High five.
And he had a great patter, a great way about him. He was a friendly, unassuming, wonderful guy.
I heard, Coyote, you turned out to be quite a good salesman, according to Claude. Thank you, I appreciate that. Very good.
Yes, as you can see, that's why I could shine. Word to Diddy. Pause, can we still say that? But anyway, that's why I could shine. Do you get what I mean? If you word to a Brooklyn rapper, I should say then. But anyway, so yeah, so obviously you got to hit the streets and sell, and you just got to make sure you're doing it. Do you get what I mean? But when we did it, we had a choice. Like, we didn't only have to go to we got a choice. I think my team, you went to, I think, the market by Waterloo, and you had a choice to go to blah, blah, blah. That also tested you on your logistics. Do you know what I mean? But I guess both teams said they had to go to Greenwich, South Side, trying to make the pounds rise. But fortunately, when it came down to it, it was Nadia's team. I'm pointing like she can even come up. I ain't got the green screen, but anyway. So imagine Nadia here. Unfortunately, it was Nadia's team that lost, and it's Nadia who got fired. And it was peak because it was an on-site booting as well. Like, imagine Nadia, they obviously, the team lost. They went to Lisa's Cafe. What happened to freaking Bridge Cafe? Anyway, they went to Lisa's Cafe. Nadia brought in her bottom 2, and when she walked back in, Lord Sugar just basically said, "Nah, Nadia, you need to allow it." From the jump, she didn't even get a chance to defend herself. Why? Because she decided to go down the route of doing bangers and mash to try and get it to bangers and cash. She decided to use the meat sausages, not the vegan ones, which would have been cheaper per unit. And even though it wasn't directly her, but her freaking sub team, when they did the corporate order, they didn't make the spuds right. And yeah, it was just a complete mess. At the end of the day, Nadia got the on-site booting. So unfortunately, this week, Nadia, you have to allow it.
Also
You ain't been with me
shopping
for
and you
half
didn't
the
buy
sauce, allow it.
anything.